Yo, what's good? So I'm back, and in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, but I kind of wanted to talk about this. Like the Rhythm Roulette series, and, just what I've been seeing, from my perspective. So, like, please don't, try to crucify me in the comment section. I just kind of want to give my 2 cents on it and, kind of have a middle of the road approach. So, like, for those of us who are like urban music heads, hip hop music heads, we saw the Rhythm Roulette. I was excited when they finally brought it back, um, and they had Timberland on there, and we all kind of know how that went. For the most part, people was not feeling it. Like looking at the comment section, you know, this guy says, wasn't that, yeah, it was pretty, it was booty cheeks, right? Didn't even listen to the other records, digging in the store. RZA Guitar Center tier beat was not good. When is the last time Timberland made his own beats instead of having, his interns do one? Yikes. I mean, like, I'll have to, like, there's kind of two things I kind of want to, like, do with the Timberland esque side of this video, so to speak. Like, one, I noticed that, like, we're kind of like, I don't know, Timberland has been very popular to dislike as of recent, to the point where it's like we kind of, a lot of people, it seems like, kind of like look at his legacy and downplay like the work and the impact that he's had on the culture. Now I will say, I'm not gonna play the video because I ain't trying to get the copyright strikes, but just looking at, what was done and how it happened and whatnot, it was fairly,
Wait,
hey, it was short, like, so it's only 8 minutes. And, if we're kicking off Rhythm Roulette, I kind of wish the video was a little bit longer. That's fair.
so if it make them feel some type of way, hey,
So that's true. I kind of wish the video was a little bit longer. I didn't think the flip was terrible, right? I didn't think the flip was terrible at all. And one thing I'll say about Timbaland, pardon me, in my opinion, like watching him and watching like his live streams, he seems like one that's always trying to keep current, right? Like keep current with the so-called modern sound. And so he hugely leans more towards the trap music with the modern sound that he's doing right now. Like I didn't think this video was terrible. I don't think he did a whole lot of chopping. You know what I mean? Like, but like you get to the end of the video, it wasn't that. Again, I don't think it was like groundbreaking. I definitely say he looks unmotivated, you know. And he's, came in there, did a quick beat, and was like, all right, I'm good. And then, like, as you hear the progression, is decent.
wishing upon a star. Now you can still wish upon a star, but
Let's go back.
to get curated and listened to, not just putting their beats just online, wishing upon a star. Now you can still wish upon a star, but the thing is, you still get.
I mean, listening to like the sequence of it, like, how it's laid out, I didn't think it was terrible. He took the beat, he took the original record, he down pitched it, he played it at different intervals using, his keyboard, the native instruments keyboard that's got the Beat Club advertisement all over it. He uses his Ableton Push 2, and he makes a track. Now, one of the things I'll say, like, right off the rip, like, I never have considered Timberland a boom bap style producer. Like, especially like when you look at what he does compared to like Ninth Wonder, right? So like we saw Ninth Wonder, Rhythm Roulette, and a lot of folks, we love that. And I thought it was cool too to listen to it, like, going in and having the full experience, kind of like in the videos
A
we watched
newsflash,
10 years
the
ago.
plane's gone down.
My child is on that plane.
Where, homeboy get his records, blindfolded, pick his
One
three,
time.
four, whatnot. He wasn't blindfolded in this case, but get his records and then go in and start working. But one thing I noticed so far,
Oh, we got our
okay,
baseline.
he's got a
That's
machine.
trouble.
You know, he's working from a machine and doing that boom bap style of sample chopping, which I feel like the rhythm roulette is like most of the audience kind of gravitates towards that, and understandably so, because I mean that's what rhythm roulette is about. But I also, you know, I'm just throwing this in too, like let's go to Mass Appeal, because what I'm getting at is like I noticed like we gave Night Wonder high praise, we gave, you know, Robert Glasby and Riley Glasby. We gave him high praise. I mean, those guys are incredibly talented. Um, we kind of crucified Timbaland a little bit, but you know, same thing with this guy. Like this guy came in, and I noticed in a lot of the comment section, some of them, you know, NPC forums and whatnot. We was like, man, you know, this wasn't good either. Like because you know some of the folks said like it wasn't good because he had FL Studio,
Hey, what's up? This is
and it's
Cash Cobain.
like, wait a minute, like, are we really doing that? Like, I get like it's not the traditional boom bap style, but it seems to me, and this is just my opinion. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping in the comment section. It seems to me like it's more of a bias towards the beat makers and producers that are not using like the traditional, like the MPC stuff and whatnot to, you know, go to work and make their samples or make their music when they chop up samples. Um, in the case of this gentleman, he has the record, but it all goes in the FL Studio. He does his work, and I didn't think his was that bad either. Was it traditional boom bap? It was trap
Different
music.
vibes to it.
Let's get close to the final product. Now my that's not gonna work for me.
Chopped it up real quick, made it into something.
All right, that's not gonna work for me either. Come on, bro. All right.
I like that one too. The bass line, all that stuff.
Let's see.
I just flipped it. You know what I'm saying? Flipped
Now his
two
video is short
shits.
too, so it's another like
I just
9
made
to
a beat
10
on
minute
top of it.
video where it's like
I
we
like
give,
it. Fuck with it?
you know, minimal breakdown.
Hmm?
You see,
Yeah,
you kind of
fuck
see
with
what's happening. And he's talking
Yeah, I fuck with the
video.
tip on them. Just
I do need to. Okay.
almost. Just I'm gonna rap on them. If I don't, somebody will. For real.
There we go. I didn't think this was terrible. For granted, like again, it's not boom bap. Like this is more like modern trap. And so what I want to do is I'm trying to raise the question, I guess, like, is it that we as an audience, do we have a bias against like the modern music side of things when it comes to like sample flipping? Because on one end, like, no, like Knife Wonder came in, he did his thing. But also being, you know, pointing out for what it is, it was traditional boom bap. You know, old school, get the record, break down, do the process, show all the steps, but the outcome was like boom bap. A lot of the older videos that used to be out on Rhythm Roulette were more based on the traditional sample flipping, and was more like boom bap. Even if you had like some bounce elements to it, like sheesh, David Banner years back, he did a joint on there where he was flipping records. He had the traditional boom bap style of flipping. It's just that his drums was more southern style at that point in time. And so like do we have a bias towards like, or a bias against like the modern urban or modern trap style of music and the modern trap style of sample flipping? I'm just curious because like that's something that I took note of too. Also, like, Yeah, Timberland. I know he's kind of fallen out of favor with the community as of late with a lot of the stuff that's been happening, depending on your stance. But I do also think it's weird that all of a sudden we're looking at this man's legacy, at least in the comment sections to some extent, and saying like, okay, this man didn't make nothing. You know, he had all his interns do it, or he had, other people like write stuff for him, or put parts of the stuff in the song for him. I mean, unfortunately, that is a lot of producers, right? Like Dr. Dre had folks under him at some point. Like that's how Scott Storch got on. Like that Still Dre, that piano piece, that was Scott Storch that played it. Dre didn't play that. That was Scott Storch. He oversaw that, and so like Dre gets credit for the overall production of the song, even though it was Scott Storch that played the elements. That's not uncommon. You have that across the board. And, on the same side, like there are plenty of videos where we see Timberland actually putting his hands on an ASR 10 or putting his hands on the pads of a Ableton Push and going to work. And, you go back and look at some of the comments at one point, we was like, yo, man, these beats go hard. Um, would I have liked to see more, of like a classic Timberland or like that level of innovation? Yes. Did I think the beat was entirely trash? No, I could see where he was going, and I could see, different artists that would be good for a beat like that, especially where it's like modern. Likewise, this Cash Cobain, like, is it my favorite video from Rhythm Roulette? No, I wish they would have did more and added more. Like, I wish you would have saw more of what was happening. Um, was the overall end product terrible? No, it's modern music. Um, in terms of that style of, hip hop, rap music, trap music, like it's more in that direction. That's more of the elements that you would hear on the radio. It's not the boom bap or the knife wonders, which I do think some of those like those beats are hard, and we need more of that style of music out in mainstream for sure. But in the same token, it makes me wonder or raise the question, you know, if we're more biased against the modern style of music production and their approach to sampling. You let me know in the chat what you guys think. Think if I'm bugging, y'all let me know. I'm Tim Keys. I'm out. Peace. That's terrible. Got this girl in the green and she farting. It's nasty.